Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and I'm so happy to be here on a Tuesday and discussing a big news about The Rock. Ryan Reynolds, Gal Gadot, all in the same film? Wow, when is this coming out into theaters? Well, it's not. It's coming to Netflix. That's right. Netflix has now taken Red Notice, the new Rawson Marshall Thurber directed global heist film. You know Rawson Marshall Thurber, the amazing, well-acclaimed director of Dodgeball and Skyscraper. Woohoo! Man, this guy has just earned his huge paycheck and accolades from The Rock. I don't know why. He's fine. He's good. But man, The Rock really is betting on this guy hard. And their new film, Red Notice, was the talk of the town for a while. It was a bidding war, and just from the pitch alone, because he got Gal Gadot to star alongside him, and just those two people alone sells tickets to a movie. Even if the script sucks, it doesn't matter. That's why it was an immense bidding war. But here's what was interesting. The script came in, and there was hesitation from Universal late last month. And they had clearly bought the movie and were ready to picture it for November 13th, 2020. Apparently the deal that $7, which is what The Rock's production company is, had so many little clauses and whatnot that they were able to pull the film and go to their second bidder, Netflix, who committed to everything the filmmakers wanted to get a big picture slate anchored by these three global franchise-carrying stars who had tailored their schedules to make the production work at this specific time. When the pitch was sold, as it says here, this was a huge package. Obviously, $20 million salary for Johnson, an 8-figure deal for Thurber. I mean, Mike, dude, this guy directed Dodgeball, which I'm not even trying to knock. I love Dodgeball, but holy crap, he did Dodgeball, then he does Skyscraper, he did Central Intelligence, and suddenly this guy's just, the second coming. I thought Central Intelligence was okay. It was not as good as people said. It really did feel like a Netflix movie. And Skyscraper, it was a silly, again, also kind of felt like a Netflix movie. One of those like straight to DVD copies of Die Hard. But it was amusing. It was fine. I like The Rock. He's fun to watch. And so I see maybe what he's doing here with this Netflix partnership, because the films are starting to lose more money. He's going to eventually make too many and people are going to get bored of the same shtick. Just like Adam Sandler did with Netflix. Is The Rock starting to now see the writing on the wall and go this path, which Netflix does, is pretty, jarring, because they don't really seem to care about the scripts. They just want the stars. They want the big directors. They want to make these packages. They want to be able to just prove that they are a studio to be reckoned with. We are incredibly proud of Triple Frontier, one of our most popular original films. 63 million households have now watched the movie since it's launched in March, and we look forward to working on more projects with this talented director, cast, producers, etc. Look, that. Triple Frontier was fine. It was a fine movie. I didn't dislike it. In fact, I was glad I got to watch something, with my Netflix subscription that had real actors. It was a fun, interesting heist movie. It was a fine movie, but it was not a movie that would have done well and decent box office. It just wouldn't have. I can't think of one film they have that would do well at the box office. And it just makes me think that Netflix is more of a TV site than a movie site. They're trying desperately to make some movies cloud through. Bright. I mean, come on, look at Bright. Bright was horrific. Roma, Alfonso Cuarón, artistically beautiful, but a box office dud. And just, I would argue, very self-indulgent, but if you're a fan of him and this personal story he wanted to tell, it was beautiful, and I respect it, and it was awards bait, so that's why it was made. But Netflix isn't getting these movies to make money. They're buying these movies just to have the thumbnails. They want The Rock. They want Wonder Woman. They want Deadpool. They want to have Netflix originals next to The Rock. So when you're there, you're like, oh, cool, The Rock made a movie? It's going to just keep you paying for that auto subscription month to month. They don't care if it's good. The Netflix original stamp has just become immensely lazy. I feel like HBO always did a really good job of making sure when their stamp was on a show, you were like, you know what? This show is worth paying for. I have free TV, but man, HBO shows, you know what? Those are worth it. Sopranos, The Wire, Oz, even in the day, Sex and the City, you know what? Even Entourage. These are shows I want to pay to see because they're interesting, they're fun, they take risks. HBO had a brand that they protected. Netflix isn't protecting a brand. Netflix is just trying to put star power out to surprise you, to distract you. And I get worried when I read this story because I respect all three of these actors. And when I see that Universal paused at the price point, that's telling to me. That potentially implies that the script wasn't very good, that it really was just a project to get these three global superstars to be in there. And as $7 tries to justify this, as the landscape of movies, distribution, and audience consumption continues to evolve, our $7 focus is to continue to find the best platform and partners to thrive in this ever-changing environment. Director Rawson Thurber has delivered a dynamic script that me and my co-stars and partners in Heist can't wait to shoot. The fun we're going to have in making Red Notice, but more importantly, the fun the worldwide audience will have watching it in 195 plus countries at the same moment. Now look, this just proves how good The Rock is. The Rock is able to basically turn a studio turning down his film, which in any other decade would be huge news and a really bad sign, to then turn it to like, we're going straight to TV and makes it sound like it's an event. And he's wisely doing it. And it actually, that's why I wanted to do this video today, because it just begs this question. Is going straight to Netflix actually the new global event? Is that where media is going? Is that a plus or is that a minus? I still don't know the answer, to be perfectly honest. I struggle with this, and that's why I wanted to have this conversation with you, and I want your comments down because I think this is a conversation we should continue to have. This idea that Netflix can create a moment that we can all watch together, I think that is very powerful. Stranger Things is the best example of that. Stranger Things is the one IP that I feel like Netflix owns, that they know is a huge property that expands all across demographics, all kinds of demographics. And in our review of season 3 of Stranger Things, I wondered, could they have made the last 2 episodes of the Stranger Things season 3, the big showdown in the mall, could they have made that a movie? Could they have made it a sort of a standalone movie and allowed the first 6 episodes to be sort of the character build-up and everything that's happening, but then made a 2-hour episode movie that they released in theaters to see if the audience came out in droves? Because let's be honest, watching it together is an important thing, but watching it in a theater makes it an important thing. The experience of watching Endgame in the theater made the film 10 times better. When I saw it opening night with those crowds and we were flipping out when Cap grabbed that hammer, those are moments that make it a global experience where you experience it together. But when you're at home by yourself in your underwear watching it on TV, you go online, I guess you react and you do that. And we talk conversationally through comments and all social media, but it's not the same experience. It just isn't. And this idea that now films are going to remove the theater experience to get that quick dollar, the guaranteed money to just do it the way they want to do it, just so they can get it out and now justify it by saying, well, no, we don't need the theater experience. We are going to do a global viewing experience where everyone's going to watch it the same night. I just don't know if I buy that. I think there are certain films and shows that can do that, but I think The Rock, I think Gal Gadot, I think Ryan Reynolds, they are better than that. And I think by them going into this guaranteed money-making choice, they are cheapening their brand. They are taking a huge bet with Netflix, which God knows where Netflix is going to go in 5-10 years when all the studios pull all the big titles out. They're doing their best to rally content, and they're spending a fortune on it. I don't know how the hell they keep paying for it. But at some point, there are going to be other models out there for streaming services, and it's going to put question into Netflix, and it makes me wonder, will they be able to keep affording such huge paydays? Is that a sustainable business model? Is it a wise business model? Honestly, it probably is, because The Rock, just like Adam Sandler, it's a draw. People who aren't as, obsessed with film and TV culture like I am, and a lot of you watching, they just don't follow the trades. They don't really care about what's coming out the week, and they watch the big movie and they know who's in it and they go see it at the theaters. Now they feel like they can experience it at home. And that to me is the danger of this whole thing of movies, which I love. I love movies more than TV, more than video games, more than any other medium. Movies is an opportunity to tell a story in a small amount of time that you can just fully immerse yourself in, lose yourself in, and invest in. TV is like reading a book. It's different. It's like the media equivalent of, I feel like, reading, because it spreads it out and lets you think about it between moments. But a movie is a one contained story that you just lose yourself in. You allow the filmmakers to show you their vision, their creativity, and you just do it. And there's something about the theater experience. Now, granted, there are cons to the theater experience when someone's loud or staring their dumb phone, glaring at you and talking. Clearly there are moments that ruin it. But when the theater experience works and people respect it and treat it like the church that it should be, it's just unparalleled to anything else, including sitting on your couch watching a show. And look, maybe this movie is okay. Maybe it's not a bomb, as some are trying to say it is. But I do wonder, is it cheapening their brands? Is it cheapening this idea that we should be seeing movies in theaters, big budget Hollywood star movies in theaters, and allowing for, more artistic, smaller, longer form content to be on Netflix where we can sit and relax and enjoy it on our own time? That's what I'm struggling with. And I just see this article and I see the spin. I see the spin of The Rock and everybody saying, well, yeah, we just got all our money. It makes total sense for them. I'm not knocking them. They just made a ton of money guaranteed. The movie doesn't have to perform now. The movie can just be whatever the hell they want. And Netflix will be happy. They already will get their payments up front. And everyone's going to be happy on the business side of that. But I'm just talking moving forward from a content perspective, from a theater-going experience, which I know The Rock and all those actors respect highly. That's why he's so pumped about Jumanji working. He wants his films to work not only in a theater experience, but globally. He's a smart person. He knows to be a movie star, you can't just play in America. You got to go to China. You got to go all across the world. Arnold Schwarzenegger figured that out first. Tom Cruise, Will Smith has gone on record admitting that that's the advice they got. He had to follow to do it. So I see what The Rock's doing. He's the most hardest working person in the business and the nicest. So I get it. I'm not knocking him for taking the paycheck, but it does make me wonder if Netflix is doing a disservice to all of us in a way, in this short-term sighted goal to succeed. Are they ruining what made movies special? Are they? What do you think? Am I crazy? Do you see anything of where I'm going with it? Could you see this being not a good move for film? Can you see this being sort of a now, well, you're not going to buy my movie, Universal? You're not going to challenge me, Universal, to make my script better and put some pressure on me to make sure we do something else? Screw you. I'm going to Netflix because they're just going to leave me alone. They're just going to pay me and I'm going to make this movie, and who cares if it's good? I got Gal Gadot to star next to me. So there. Ha! Is that really good for movie-making experiences? Is $7 really that successful? Have their films been so fantastic that they don't have to have any oversight? I'm worried. What are you thinking? Are you worried too? Am I crazy? Tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to come back every day here around 1 o'clock for new videos, and Wednesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we go live with our new show, Fandom, because, man, fandom is getting really dumb, and it's time to call some of it out. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Bye.